Once upon a time in Delta State, Nigeria, in a lively little village situated by the banks of the Niger River in Delta State, there lived a girl who was truly unique. Her name was Ejiro, a young woman with a round, stout figure and legs so slender they appeared barely able to support her weight. Yet, despite her peculiar appearance, Ejiro was renowned for her remarkable talent. She was the finest dancer the village had ever known. Her feet moved like a tempest, and her arms flowed with the elegance of a river. Whenever the drums resonate in the village square, Ejiro would dance, her body edifying magic. With its agility and precision, crowds would gather to witness her sway and twirl, entranced by her rhythm and unapparelled skill. However, there was one aspect of Ejiro that caused people to keep their distance, despite her talents. She had a terrible odor, a strong, overpowering stench clung to her skin, a smell that seemed resistant to water or soap. The villagers whispered about her when she was around, calling her names like Stinky Dancer and Smelly Ejiro. Even though they admired her dancing, they avoided getting too close. One day, the village was thrown into turmoil. The prince of Delta, a handsome young man named Idodo, has succumbed to a mysterious cause. His body lay rigid, and no one in the kingdom could awaken him. The village elders summoned the wisest healers and the most powerful priests, but their attempts were futile. According to an ancient legend, the only remedy was a sacred dance that could invoke the spirit of life and lift the curse. The elders searched high and low for someone capable of performing this dance. They visited neighboring villages and consulted renowned dancers from the region, but none could master the complex steps required to arouse the prince. As they passed, desperation mounted, and the kingdom hovered on the edge of despair. Finally, a wise old woman named Mama Abike spoke up. There is only one dancer who can save the prince, she proclaimed. She lives here amongst us, the girl with the tiny legs and the great smell. The crowd burst into laughter. You mean Ejiro? Someone chuckled. The one who smells worse than a fishing boat left in the sun. But Mama Abike silenced them with a fierce look. Do not ridicule what you do not comprehend, she warned. Ejiro's dance is a divine gift, and it is our only hope. Reluctantly, the villagers approached Ejiro's hut and explained the situation. Though wounded by their cruelty, Ejiro's heart brimmed with kindness. She agreed to help, understanding the prince's life was at stake. On the night of the full moon, the village gathered around the prince's motionless body. Torches flickered and drums played a solemn beat. Ejiro stepped into the circle, her heart racing. She closed her eyes, allowing the music to envelop her, and began to dance. Her movements were slow at first, each step intentional and graceful. Then, as the drums quickened, her body sprang to life. She whirled like a tempest, her feet a blur of activity. Her arms traced patterns in the air, wavering magic with each turn. The odor that had once repelled people seemed to dissipate as a sweet, strange fragrance filled the atmosphere. The villagers watched in awe as Ejiro's dance intensified. Her feet pounded the ground with a thunderous power, and her arms reached towards the sky. A radiant light surrounded her, illuminating the dark nights. Suddenly, a surge of energy shot from her body and into the prince. Prince Idodo gasped, his eyes flying open. He sat up, liberated from the curse that had ensnared him. The crowd erupted in cheers, their joy overwhelming. Ejiro had rescued their prince, and in doing so, she had demonstrated her worth to all who had doubted her. The villagers hoisted her onto their shoulders, chanting her name. From that day onward, Ejiro was no longer ridiculed for her odor. She was celebrated as a hero, the girl with the tiny legs and the powerful dance. The prince himself named her the protector of the village's sacred dance, ensuring that her legacy would endure. And so Ejiro's story continued. A testament that true strength lies not in appearance, but in the heart and the spirit of those courageous enough to share their gifts with the world.